Well, hello, hello.
Oh,
How are you? I'm coming to you a little early today. Well, actually, a lot early, but that's because I have to go up to Colorado Springs up north about an hour uh, to assist in a stamping class for uh, one of my friends, my sister, and that's going to be fun. Anyways, if you don't know who I am, I'm Michelle, and I am the owner of Harmony Stamps with Michelle. I am a independent demonstrator with Stamping Up, and I'm bringing you live videos. Well, live when I can, most of the time, but not always. um, Twice a week. The Wednesdays I do my absolute best to make sure those are live, but the Sundays really can be iffy. It was it was either I did it live early or it was going to be live later or the next day for today just because of the scheduling conflict. But in any case, this is the way it works. On Wednesday, I present three different cards that gives you the opportunity to make a purchase on my website. Oh, yeah, I should probably get that going, huh? Using my host code, which is scrolling down below, you would be able to, what's the word I'm looking for? Make a $30 purchase before shipping and taxes. And when you do that and make sure that I'm able to see your information so that I know how to get it to you or am able to even reach out to you to get your address to get it to you, um, then you will get the paper materials to make two each of those three cards each week. And this is the ones we did Wednesday. And so you have up until Tuesday at midnight to put that order in using that host code. And then you'll be able to get the supplies, paper supplies at least. I'll give you a little bit of the ribbon too, just because that's a part of it. You'll need to do your own stamping and provide your own adhesives and things like that. But hey, it's 6 cards for Christmas. If you don't have them done yet, it's coming. You got to get it done. Um, it's definitely an important thing. So on Sundays, what I do like to do is do something a little bit more up up done, I guess. Something that has maybe a different technique, something that takes a little more time and is a little bit more um, in depth because those are harder to do as a free with purchase class just because it does take time to cut all those elements for you and things like that, and pre-score if you need it. But this class also comes with a PDF with the directions as well as measurements when you're doing those classes as well. So today we're going to still use the Mary Bold and Bright DSP Designer Series paper, and we're still going to use the Sending Cheer bundle, both dies and stamps for our card today. It is a fun fold card, and I was actually inspired by a swap I had from last year, which is this one. I'm going to bring my other camera more to the foreground here. There we go. This is an absolutely beautiful card. Um, and I do kind of occasionally like to have that, non-traditional colors, which Very Bold and Bright is already non-traditional just because of it's more bright, whereas the traditional Christmas reds and greens and blues are more regal, deep. Um, but in any case, this was the card that I decided to case and make my own. And it's a fun fold. It is fairly easy to do, which, I do like to at least show you easy things as well. And this is how it came out. This is what I created using the, same color uh, coordination, coordinated colors from the Mary Bold and Bright Designer Series paper as well. And so we're going to make this card today. On our live. I have all the bits and pieces over here, so I'm going to bring them over. And I also want to get that mouse out of the way so that I don't accidentally turn off one of my cameras, which I did think is what happened last on Wednesday. Anyways, so this is Flirty Flamingo, which is one of the coordinating colors of the Mary Bold and Bright paper. It measures 5.5 crossed by 8.5 long. It is scored at 3 1/4, 6.5, and 7.5. And then you accordion fold it. You want the first larger panel to go back, and then the first smaller to go up and then down. And then I have a piece of basic white. It is 5 1/4. Oh wait, did I say 5 1/4? This is 5.5. This is 5.5. This is 5 1/4. And actually, I just added 1/8 of an inch on top of that just because I like having a little bit less of the pink showing, but not as much as going a full 8. So it was really only a 16th more, one extra line. That way I've got, enough of the color showing, but also not overwhelming amounts of that color. And then I used where did it go? Right here. I used the Christmas Tidings embossing folder, which has got all of these fun little images here. It's got a little gingerbread man and some words and some ornaments and this lovely bit. But, I didn't need the whole space. So I specifically chose the parts that I wanted. I knew I wanted this up in the corner, and I wanted the gingerbread man, although it doesn't show on my original card. It'll show more on this card. So on the original card, I placed this to the left side. On the card we're going to do live, I'm going to place it to the right side. And let me know what you think. If you would prefer it the other way, I would like to know that. Actually, let me then pull this up just in case so I can see if any comments are happening. All right, so that is how it came out to be this lovely bit right here. I'm going to put that away, and then I'm going to get my seal, and I'm going to put some adhesive on the back. I do like using extra adhesive on embossed things because you have less direct contact in those adhesive passes with the paper. And I'm folding it kind of flat in order to get my alignment good. And I'll do the same thing with the designer series paper that I cut for it. And again, I don't tack it down, don't press it down until I am happy with my placement. And I am. And then on this layer, we're going to want our designer series paper. I chose the light bulbs, and this is 5 1/4 by 3/4 of an inch. And then I want to decide which direction do I want to go. And on the other one, the full bulbs were pointing up, so I'm going to have them going the other way on this one. And it doesn't take a whole lot of seal for this one, but I do like a little bit on there to really give it good contact. And line it up on that lower end. When I'm happy with it, give it a good press. All right, so this part of the card is basically ready to be put aside for a little bit. The rest of the card, we're going to be having other fun putting together. Uh-oh, did I lose my fluff? Oh, that would not be good. I may have to die cut for you guys because my little fluff went. Oh, wait, there it is. Huh. Yay. So I die cut this stocking and this fluff to go on the stocking. And I'm just going to take a little bit of my seal and run it across the top of the stocking. That way I'm not going over on the edges, top or bottom. And I do like having the bigger part of the fluff on the bottom. I don't know why. And just kind of lining it up so it covers all of the top of that Flirty Flamingo. But we still have our nice little hanger for the stocking. All right, so that's that. Then we need to create our present. So I got out some Pool Party, which is another one of those coordinating colors, and I'm stamping in Pool Party ink. I have my present, and I'm sorry to say, but we are going to be doing a teeny bit of fussy cutting today. It's not difficult fussy cutting, but it is fussy cutting. I'm going to put my ink away real quick. I will be bringing it out again soon. Maybe I'll just put it over here. There we go. All right. And then we're going to take our snips and we're going to just give a nice, small border around the outside of the present. I'll take that out of the way. And this is slightly curved top and bottom. So the sides are fairly straight lines, but the top and the bottom are curved a bit. So get rid of those bits. And then I have this adorable bow that I die cut. That's why I didn't die cut the package. The package die cut comes with the package plus this bow stuff on top already, but it would be the same color. And I really like this bow, so I'm going to use this. And I have my multi-purpose glue out. I'm just going to put some on the bottoms of the bows. You don't want too much because you definitely don't want it to ooze out the sides and onto the card. And you don't want it very high up because it's not going to completely cover the cardstock. There'd be bits hanging out over the top. Now, if you're concerned, you can get your silicone mat out. I'm not sure where mine is at the moment, so I'm just going to, I know I have glue in the right places, so I'm just going to place it when I'm happy with where it is. With the liquid glue, you have a little bit of wiggle room before you have to, commit. Once I'm committed, I'm going to hold it down real quick, and then we're going to be good to go. So there I have my package and my stocking all ready. I pre-cut and pre-stamped my tag, my Open Me. I'm going to go ahead and use a glue dot just up in this little bit here in order to attach it to my present. And I want to do it underneath that one bow so that it looks like it's hanging by the bow a bit more. So right about there. And as you can see, it's covering up the hole that was a part of it. But there's that. And now we need to, what I had to do was decide placement. And I did some playing around, and I really decided I finally preferred having my stocking going that way and my sentiment going this way. And then I needed to fill up some of this blank white space, and I did that with the little star stamp I couldn't find on Wednesday's video. I went looking everywhere for it. It was not happening. But even though this basic white layer is actually a 2 3/4 by 4, and it's actually going to go on this piece, which is 8.5 by 3, scored at 4.20 or 4.25. Okay. So the basic white is really stark, and I wanted to soften it up a little bit. And so I'm going to do that with a little bit of ink blending. And I still am having difficulty. I moved into a new office. Things are kind of all over the place, and I'm not sure where I put my my blending brushes yet. So I'm just going to actually use this one I happen to have and know where it's at. I tapped that into my ink pad over here, like that, and then grab the ink up off of that. That way I'm not losing any of my filaments from my blending brush into the ink pad, and I'm also not getting too much ink. And I'm tapping it off on this little bit of paper. I'm going to have it here, so I want to kind of have an aura around the present. And I'm going to want to have an aura around the stocking. I may not have quite enough ink on this, so I'll go in for just a little bit more. I'll show you again how I did that. Just one dip, and it's got a little film of ink, and then I brush it off, tap, tap, tap. Make sure I'm getting enough coverage on the outside of it. But I'm not going in the other spots. Okay. I like that. And it's just a very light color, you know, unless you're really paying attention, you're probably not going to see it, and that's fine. It's tricking the eye is what it's doing. All right, so for this one, I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals, and I don't want one right up here because I'm going to tuck my stocking underneath it. So I'm going to put one here, and I do have it covering the bow and the present. So there's just a little bit more support there. And then I'm going to do one down in the center here and one there. Okay, and then for the stocking, I don't want one down here on the toe itself. So I'm going to put one in the heel, one here, and one up here. Okay, so, and I feel like I need to assemble this before I attach it to the cardstock matte layer. There it goes. And sometimes these get all fun, just hiding and playing games. All right, let's get the rest of this off. And I just set it down just kind of there in the corner on the right. This gives enough space visually for my stocking. And again, I'm tucking that toe of the stocking, the base of the foot underneath. And I want this close to the corner because I'm going to tie my ribbon that way. All right, so for the ribbon, this is a little tricky. I'm going to, this is a linen thread, and I'm going to push this through that way. And I want to make sure I have enough to actually tie the bow, but I also need enough I'm going to need more than that. I'm going to be wrapping it around the back, and I'm going to use a glue dot to stick it in place, but I want to make sure I'm good to go, and I am. So I'm going to take one of my glue dots with my fingers and take it off of the back. And then I'm going to wrap this around. I'm going to set my glue dot down back here about, there. And then I'm going to press it into the glue dot really good. Okay. And then I'm going to fish it back through the loop from the underside up now. And you may have to lift it up just a little bit, but you may be good to go. All right, I'm just going to take off the roll for this just because it's a little bit easier. I'm going to tie a square knot like you would for any bow, just down here. And then for some reason, I think when I tie them upside down, it's a little bit better. So I'm just going to do that and do my bow. And it's obviously too big, always is when I first get started, and that's fine. So bring my loops down to a size that I'm happy with, and then make sure they're good and tight and even. And then I'm going to cut off the straggling ends. And there we go. Now I need my ink one more time. And I'm going to put stars. So if I start this way, I want to kind of go that way. And then I want maybe that there. Okay, I like that. And then I'll do something similar on this side. So I'll start that way, and that way. And that just gives us some other visual elements and texture to our piece. Then I'm going to put some seal on the back of this because it already has dimensionals with the present and the stocking. And I'm not sure why, but this paper actually came with this spot in it. So I'm just going to cover it up with the front panel. And nobody will know the difference. Get it lined up the way I want it. I like it. Press it down. All right. So we're going to set that aside for now. Where are we? Yeah. Actually, we're ready to go. All right. So with this one, I put it on this side. But I also want to have one where the gingerbread man might show. So let's just see. If I put it there, when it's closed, you're going to see the gingerbread man's head. And when it opens up, yes, you will see more of the gingerbread man's body. So that is what I want to do. So I'm going to start with the back end, and I'm going to place a strip of adhesive down on the bottom. And I'm going to want about, I mean, you can do it this way, I guess. I'm going to want about a quarter of an inch, maybe a little bit less, and line it up with the very bottom. And then I'm going to press it down. All right. And then I want a bit of adhesive on the base of this card front or card panel, and I'm going to smush down my piece. Okay. Once it's smushed down, I'm going to line it up. And when I feel like I've got a good, fold and line up with the base, I'm going to press it down. And there is our fun fold card. So tell me, which do you prefer, on the left or on the right? I would love to know. And I do like having some fun with my color choices by going with a pink and baby, well, not really baby blue, it's pool party, a very more watery blue. And I like having the opportunity to show off different parts of that embossing folder. So as you can see, or maybe not, it's kind of bright. Let's see. There you go. The gingerbread man is down there. And then this one, you're seeing more of the points up top, plus the word Christmas and festive and the holly and family. So you're just seeing different things. You've got joyful and cheer and a stocking, and you can see the bits of presents and trees coming on the other side. You can see enough of the word elf, and it's just different fun things. So that is my extra sending cheer card and a fun fold. So learning a new technique, it's all kinds of fun, and there's just different ways that you can do it depending on what you're working with. Oh, we don't need that extra bit of twine hanging out there. But let me know what you think. Let me know which you prefer. And again, if you want to get in on that free class from Wednesday, you need to make that purchase of $30 or more, or $35 or more, excuse me, by midnight on Tuesday. And then we'll ship that direct to you, along with a PDF that'll come in the email with all of the directions and all the fun. Have a fantastic day.